to...
Hello, and welcome to the The Kick in the Peanut Show. Gotta love my little voice enters there. Anywho, we just talk about random things and what's on our minds and everything. So, welcome to the show for those who are on here and those who might watch it later.
Yeah.
But I am Alice of Who. And I am joined by the lovely...
First time ever here, guess who?
No.
Loon.
You were on here last show.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, we were talking about the white guy, like, in the NBA.
Oh, you pulled me up here, that's right.
Yeah.
Where I made a huge error on that, by the way.
Yeah, which is, like, why, like, one of the main reasons why I have you back, because we gotta talk ourselves back from that, but we'll get to that. I'm Xander.
I'm Loki Lycan.
Loki! We got our Lokis in the town hall today. I guess it'll be a town hall. So, anyways, like how we like to usually start our show off is how our week has been. Xander, how was your week?
The week's been interesting. Last Sunday / Monday, some more stuff in the community happened. And then later on, we got Creek Alley, aka who we call Joe Rogan. He's back in the server now after his little kerfuffle. We had a really excellent staff meeting last night. Talked about a lot of stuff. Had a really fun movie night last Friday. Gonna have another fun movie night tonight. Like it's been an interesting week, and like I couldn't think of a better way to describe this week than this picture I have here. Just a cake says have day. It's like, hey, it's a cake. Just like, hey, have a day. Like whatever it is, just have it. So
have a day.
Perfect.
Hi-yo.
Perfect, yeah.
We got cake for everybody.
Every day should be have a day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Like every day in staff meeting, you should just post that picture, like of have a day.
Maybe.
Maybe not. But anyway,
it's the only one you
Loki.
got.
Yeah.
But Loki, how was your week today?
It was slightly, well, I shouldn't say it was uneventful. Like Xander said, there was the stuff that happened in the community. Had some wild chats with some people in and out of the community. Anyway, also did some cleaning. Need to do some more.
Oh, come to my house and help.
Yeah.
Is that Pops?
Yeah, Loon's here.
Oh, hey, Loon, how was your week?
Oh, man, I'll tell you, I'm in a different world than you guys are completely. I'm the old fart of the group. But,
well, whatever.
Yeah.
We still love our old fart.
Oh, Alice, don't be upset that he took your throne.
Oh, by a mile, I might add.
No, she used to be the oldest one in the group, and now she's not.
Not even close. But yeah, anyways, it was a good week.
Dad.
It was a great week for me, way different than you guys. I'm working on survival with the economy the way it is, and, that's what we're doing. That's what consumes our life.
Yeah.
California living.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing but the best.
It ain't much living.
Actually, I should have just gone California dreaming on such a winter's day.
Yeah, they call it the California dream because you got to be asleep to believe it.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh, no, I say, like, people, how's your day? And I go, living the dream till I wake up to the nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I've been around so long, I've enjoyed California at its best, now I'm seeing it at its worst. So there you go.
Yeah.
I've seen the whole spectrum.
Yeah, you've seen some things. Actually, if memory serves me correctly, you have some awesome stories about Jim Morrison.
Oh, man, that goes way back. Yeah, so that's for another day, I think.
Yeah.
But, I was an acquaintance of his, not a really what I'd call a good friend or anything, but just hooked up here and there and enjoyed his
just
music, enjoyed his shows. Yeah. I was good friends with a lot of people that were in the peripheries of that whole thing.
Yeah. But what about you, Alice? How's your week been?
Well, we had a inventory day at work, so like in the middle of the week on Wednesday, I had to be at work at 6 a.m. to scan everything in my store. And then I was told that I might possibly be taking permanent position as store manager in July, but
Ooh, sweet. Hope they're not just dangling the carrot in front of you, but I hope you get that.
Hold on a second. I have a soundboard here for that.
There you go.
yeah. So there's that. We have a new transfer from another store who's now working with us for the summer, and possibly like throughout the year. But he's only gonna be part time, but he's actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think he got sick, so the last couple days I had to do open to close shifts, which I don't have a problem with, but more money on me. But now they gotta pay me overtime, so they weren't too happy about that. But
Well,
it is
the
what it
downside
is.
as
The
a
store was
manager,
open.
that overtime probably goes away, right?
Well, unless my store manager puts in one of the days of that week as her PTO, then it should be all right, and then I'll only get like I won't get overtime then. So I think that's how they're gonna make it work. But it is what it is. But like, it's been a up and down week for me, but overall it's been a good week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't complain. But anywho's, we have some fun things to talk about today.
Yeah, first and
Oh,
foremost,
sweet.
as I said before, like, and I'm doing something very unusual in today's world. I'm practicing journalistic integrity. We had Loon here on last week, as we mentioned before, and we were talking about
Jokic.
Well, yeah, Djokovic or
Jokic, I think it is.
Jokic. Yeah, we were talking about this NBA guy, but like we got to dial our report back because we had a slight kerfuffle in the information stream that was turned out to be false.
Well, let me jump in and kind of explain what you're talking about. We went on about Jokic, who's a white guy, and he's kind of dorky looking, doesn't look athletic. And he kind of got screwed out of the MVP this year. What I haven't done is watched any basketball since the whole pandemic started and the NBA went totally woke. So I kind of dismissed myself, didn't know anything that was going on until I ran into this guy a month ago. And what I didn't realize when he got trashed for the MVP, he had still won it the previous 2 years, so he did get some credit.
Yes.
But for some reason now they're bashing the guy. So I hadn't followed the NBA and I hadn't looked at the whole story until something came out. I go, wait, that isn't right. Then I had to go back and look. So I apologize for anything misleading that I may have come up with.
Yeah. Well, like this is what journalistic integrity is. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right.
Well, before you open your yap, you should research it.
Yeah. Well, we're only human. Well, you guys are. I'm not. I don't know what I am, but
Yeah,
not
you're
human.
just something else.
I am but yeah, no, so it wasn't a case of how everything is going today with all this hatred going towards whites and all that stuff. Granted that still is going on, but this wasn't a case of that. So, I just want to make that a point. So.
Well, also, like, you have to think in, like, there's the Bicycle Karen video that came out in the last couple weeks, too.
Bicycle Karen?
Oh,
yeah. Karen in New
On that
York, the
rental
pregnant
bike?
chick, yeah.
Yeah.
Bicycle.
There's that going on.
Hold on a second.
Oh, do you mean that Karen that was blocking the guy with the dog? Or a different video?
No, she was claiming their rental bikes somewhere, and she's claiming it was hers. There's two black guys standing around her. She's a white woman, and then, the point being is the way everybody reacted about it. She lost her job for a while before I guess they brought her back. I don't know the whole story, and I don't want to get it out of hand. But it was kind of a crazy...
She was put on a leave of absence.
That's what it was.
The last time I checked.
Oh, I see. Have here City Bike Karen exposed as massive liar.
Yeah, and she had the receipts and everything for the bike was hers. She had rented it properly, and it was hers.
Huh.
Yep.
That's
what I've heard,
situation.
but like, then there's also like all those timestamps because actually, some lady who was supposedly like the sister of one of the guys in that video was trying to say that he was holding the bike, but like he docked the bike. So when you dock the bike, it's no longer yours.
Okay.
But they were saying that she tried to take a bike that they wanted to keep, but like there was other ones available. I'm like, well, why couldn't they take another one available?
Huh.
The
I've never
bike
heard
was
about
docked.
this, so I don't have a clue
Yeah.
what's being said. Like
She looked like a Karen.
It's an
She said,
interesting
"Someone help
story.
me," and all this, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, I see a short part of the clip. Haven't seen the whole story, you know. So you're even filling me in right now on more than I know.
Yeah.
I don't have I don't know anything about this, so like
Well, also there's like the Central Park Karen who lost her job because a guy like was saying he was bird watching, but then he like brought treats with him and like tried to taunt the dog with the treats to make this video. So I don't even know if that one's real. So there are a bunch of like Karen videos that can be either like portrayed as like they're real Karens or they're people just in a really bad situation where they get exploited for the color of their skin.
and see like this brings up something kind of akin to something we were talking about earlier during our coffee time, Loon. Like the overuse of words.
Yeah.
You know, like back
Yeah.
in the early 2000s, people were overusing the word hero, and so you have all these Karens, and like a lot of people are making mockery videos. A lot of people are intentionally being Karens. A lot of people are actual Karens. Like the market is so saturated, so to speak, that when somebody actually is in a situation, and they so happen to be looking like a Karen in reaction, then nobody nobody pays attention to it. Well, somebody might actually be in some trouble. So
Yeah.
You don't
like
know.
yikes.
But the problem with all these videos is you're only seeing what's available to you.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the whole situation.
Oh yeah.
So and then there's a whole reaction to something of which is a partial of which you don't know the before or after.
And there's a lot of videos out there like that makes
That only show
certain
just
people
part
look
of it.
bad.
Yeah.
But there's been other videos like exposing, oh hey, I just so happened to be recording before they were recording, and then they were instigating, and then they pull out the camera and then they get the reaction. Like it's very akin to like what I had to go through in middle school and high school, right at the beginning of all the zero tolerance crap. Nobody sees the first punch, but they always see the victim defending themselves.
Well, all these videos just don't fall out of the sky. There's something that led up to it.
No.
Yeah.
That's right, Dad.
Yeah.
That is right, Pops. Hey, they don't follow the sky, and some people, they can just edit them a certain way where it looks like something that's not really going on.
Yeah. Exactly right.
So, I mean, there's that going on, and then you got other malarkey going on here. So, anywho, Loki, anything interesting you want to talk about?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Do you have any input about the whole thing going on?
I've only seen a little bit of, a small clip of this subject, like the bike Karen.
Yeah,
I
the bike
use
Karen,
quotations on Karen, as like it was said. We don't know if she was pushed into it or if she's actually being a Karen. Like I said, I only saw a small video where it was just saying, "Oh, she was being harassed by these black guys," and that's all it really was. That's they didn't go into much depth of what happened or anything. So it's like, okay, well, it makes it sound like she's being bullied, but at the same time, is that really what's happening? Because it's like, this was a YouTube short that I saw. It was only like a 15-second video or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not much.
So
Yeah,
like,
it only just shows a small amount of it.
That's it. I think one of the the takeaways from all of this is the real sad part is how society reacts to these little things. They just jump on a bandwagon one way or another without knowing really what the hell happened. And everybody's jumping on something. Someone's guilty, someone isn't. Well,
it's literally
go
mob
find out.
It's literally mob mentality,
Yeah, exactly.
just
There you go.
happening constantly.
Yeah.
Like, it's insanity. Like, it really is.
Yeah,
Well,
and
not
that's
just
why
that,
I
but-
don't like leaving comments on videos because I never know what the context is.
Exactly.
So it's
There
like
you go.
I don't want to throw my hat in the ring if I don't know what's going on. But
There you go.
everybody else wants to put their 2 cents in and just stick their nose in everything.
And then, and then to go on the offensive when you don't 100% agree with them fully and completely. Like, all of a sudden you're an enemy. It's
Exactly.
like, bro, like, you know, like what's with all the animosity? Why is everybody so angry? Like, just everybody needs to
Divided we're
collectively
weak,
chill out,
united we're
smoke a
strong.
doobie, you know, like, you know.
Well, I always see it as like divided we're weak, united we're strong, and I think that we're just trying to divide people a lot.
Oh yeah, well that's obviously part of the plan of the powers that be, whatever they are. You know, they're trying to divide us. Like, you know, the Great Division started over 100 years ago when it was only, you know, right versus left, red versus blue, Democrat versus Republican, you know, liberal versus conservative. Once we started getting into that bipartisan system, that was a perfect device, and it has been implemented to cause a divide, you know, in this nation. And now it's just
Well, yeah,
gone. It's
also,
just
our
mushroomed into
forefathers-
every aspect of society. Everything's an ism.
Well,
everything's a phobia. Everything's some kind of ist. Like, you know, you
Yeah.
can't walk down the street without being spat on about something. You know, like, hell.
Well, also, our forefathers, in the beginning of growing this country, they actually warned against bipartisan parties. They warned about it.
Exactly. And
Saying
that's just
that,
the first
like-
branch of the tree. You know, then it branches off from there, and then from there, and then it's just we have
Mhm.
all of these little compartmentalized for every little individual. You know, no wonder nothing's happening. You know, that's good. We're not finding any similarities. We're not finding anything to grow with each other. We're all finding, you know, the differences and, you know, demonizing them. Like, that's not
And
how.
not finding the qualities that unite us.
Yes.
And there's a way more qualities that unite us than separate us. But, like, I find it funny that, well, I don't find it funny, but they're saying that, like, at one point I used to say that the United States was the least racist country in the world.
Huh.
But now I actually believe that we are probably the most racist because and a lot of times now, they're segregating white people from everybody else, saying we're the bad people because of something that, even though we're alive now and what our ancestors did, we're bad because of what they did. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
we do grow and adapt and become something different. And I don't believe that, like, nowadays white people, most of them, are racist as they claim that we are.
Oh, not
Like,
even
I don't
close.
see that.
Not even close.
But I'm seeing more and more other people saying that we're bad people, and that's being racist in itself. Like, you can't say, oh, well, you can't be racist against white people. Yeah, absolutely you can. If you have free mind and free thought, and, like, you know, you have your own opinion, yeah, you sure as shit can be racist. You can also be bigoted. It might not necessarily be racism, it could be just being bigoted. I mean, and there's differences there with that. But, I mean, at the same time, it's like a, you know, minor difference in
Racism,
some aspects of
tribalism,
it.
prejudice, bigotry, it's all hate. It's all
Yeah, it's all
needless
just
stuff.
based off of different colors of skin. Like, I was taught when I was a kid, like, you know, to not judge those by the color of their skin, but the content of their character, just like Martin Luther King said.
There
Yes.
you go. Exactly right.
And I
he's
find
not
it,
even a hero in the black community anymore, generally
Dude,
speaking.
I-
Generally speaking.
I would imagine that he is rolling in his grave,
Oh.
seeing what's going on right
Exactly
now
what
with
he didn't
people against people.
Dude, that guy is centrifuging in his grave. Like, we can plug an extension cord into his headstone and get some power out of that. You know?
Well, here's the bottom line for everything, whether it's racism, bigotry, whatever label you want to put on it, the environment, whatever. From when we're educated today on right through your late education and graduation and doctorates or whatever, they are trying to take away the freedom of thought.
Free
Without
thought, yeah.
that, and then without that, you you fight what you don't like. You know, and it's a horrible thing that's happening in this country right now. But it is happening.
It's been going
That was
on
one
for
of
a
the
while
scariest
now.
things I've heard my whole life. Taking away the freedom of thought. Oh my God. But you're
Well,
right.
dude, if
like,
you're thinking about the Orwellian institution, like that 1984, the book talked about,
Oh, yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah.
If people think that it's not, they're in a delusional state, in my opinion. But
20
like,
years
it doesn't
ago-
mean I hate them for that. Like, it's like, let me educate you. Let
Like-
me try to teach you what's going on. But a lot of
Yeah.
people don't want to be taught something.
Well, it's in every aspect of everything in our lives in this country that we know. Everybody talks about government, right, left, liberals, you know, conservatives, whatever it is. Everybody understands that and sees it, but we don't see what is happening in the rest of our lives. And I was just watching a show. This morning on this guy talking about ESG. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
ESG.
ESG is called environmental social governing.
Oh God, you
And,
told me
and-
that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Oh, I love
infiltrated
that.
all through our
That just sounds
private
great.
sector, our corporations. It's throughout. And what's popping up? The beer thing, you know, Disney, everything.
Amazon,
it's
Target,
all
Target.
It's all popping up now because of this ESG and the amount of money and power that's behind it. And then you get these CEOs, where'd they graduate? From our universities. So they've all been indoctrinated. And that's how deep and far
And they
this whole
say
thing's gone.
indoctrination isn't a thing.
Oh, please.
And it's not just the indoctrination.
That's what they're doing, taking away the freedom of thought.
It's not just indoctrination, but these CEOs, like, you know, the Bill Gates and Jeff Bezoses, you know, of the world and whatnot. You've told me this, and you know, I agree 100% because it's just factually correct. But they idolize China because, you know, like, they are so efficient. They get things done. You know, they don't have to pay, you know, slave labor like China. China has child slave labor making your Nike shoes. Like,
Now, wait a second. Just one more thing on
And that's
China, what you're
okay.
talking about. Not only efficient to get things done. No, that's not good enough. Efficient in getting things done the way they think they should be done.
yes.
And that's our elites. That's what they want.
Yes. Yep. You know, everything
well.
happening is by an intelligent design. Nothing is happening because of people are inept and all that stuff. Everybody likes to say, oh, you know, here goes Biden. You know, what's he going to fumble with now? No, that's not because of his ineptitude. It's planned, and that is intentional. Mark my words. Everything happening is by design. It was planned 50 years ago, if not longer. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah. Also, we just recently had the Bilderberg group have a meeting too.
oh, the Bilderberg had a meeting recently?
I believe so. Yeah.
Ah.
Well, let me be
About that time of year they do it.
just one more little point on the whole thing, the wokeness and everything that we're dealing with today. Just because of my age, I just happened to come out at an incredibly important time in our cycle of history. I came out right as the Vietnam War was raging. This is a pretty conservative country, and it turned left really, really quickly. And I enjoyed.
Yeah, it did.
I was on board 100% with all the lefties and everything else, and fighting the war and marching and all that good stuff. But what I learned, I saw now as I look back, the foundation and the seeds were planted there. Could have been earlier, but that's what I saw the seeds being planted at. And it's taken that 50, 60 years to grow and ferment, and here we are.
I mean, like, as I've said before in several different shows, like in this show and the history show, a lot of stuff, and we'll get to you in a second here, Alice. But like, let's not forget Eisenhower's farewell speech.
Oh, big.
And he was talking about the emergence of the military-industrial complex, you know, which is literally designed to constantly perpetuate war for financial gain, as well as the dangers of spending, especially deficit spending. And look at the world today, you know.
Well, which we saw like after 9/11 too.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. What was it that Dick Cheney, Halliburton?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I like to call him Chick Daney, just because it's just funny to say
I
that.
like to call him the guy who shot his friend in the face with a shotgun and didn't see any jail time. Like,
Yeah.
Like we
That
talk about
too.
9/11. What came out of that? The Patriot Act. Hey,
Oh,
I was all
yikes.
for. I was all
Yeah.
for that initially. I said
Yeah.
we got to give it up for a while. For this is so important. Boy, was I wrong.
yeah, no,
I should have never given that up.
once you give something up, you're never going to get it
You're
back.
not going to get it back, and it's going to be used against
Yeah.
the people or whoever it needs to be used
it
against.
gave you the opportunity to have be able to search women's purses also without a warrant
Yeah, it gave you all kinds of stuff.
during the Patriot Act. Because that was a personal effect, and like back then, you would, I remember this when the Patriot Act came out. They're acting like that got relinquished. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. It did not. Like, if
No.
anything, it got worse, especially under Obama. And then, like, I dare to say that Trump might have partially had a hand in that one too, as well.
Well, they all
Which I don't agree with. But I never agreed with everything he
No,
does. But
no. If you agree with everything anybody does all the time, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're not thinking for yourself.
no.
No.
Like, he wasn't perfect, but, like, he was a lot better than what we got now. Be right back. I have to use the ladies' room real quick.
All right.
So, Xander, take over for a minute.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Another recent current event. Epstein. Like, there's been some evidence come out recently suggesting that Epstein was blackmailing Bill Gates.
Could have, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and then
I haven't heard about this.
yeah, and then the stuff happened. Like there's a whole thing behind it. Like Tim Pool does a video on it. It was chatter. It was all over the chatter feed, so to speak, online a couple days ago. But yeah, and apparently this guy, what he did was he routinely he had money. And he blackmailed people to make more money and get connections and all that stuff.
Talking about Epstein now.
Yeah,
right?
Epstein. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you're gonna live like that, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yeah.
And eventually, he blackmailed the wrong person. You don't go after people like Bill Gates. Like, they will win. So, yeah.
Well, my take of that, or not that particular thing, but the whole thing is just, I look at those situations that he created for all his good friends and everything were elite perks.
Oh yeah.
Never mind that what you're doing to 16-year-olds or 14-year-old girls and everything like that. But those are just the elite perks that they think they're above and they can do whatever they want.
Well, speaking about elitist perks and... Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Speaking about elitist perks and stuff like that, remember that WNBA player who we traded for the rest of all that stuff. Apparently, they had some kind of welcome back parade or something for her recently.
Could have.
Nobody showed up.
We may be talking about, I don't know about the parade, but the opening season practice game or anything, they thought it'd be a big hoopla for her first game back, even though it was preseason.
Oh, yeah.
And no one really came or anything like that. But WNBA doesn't draw a lot anyways, and you get into a practice game, that's next to none.
Well, it's just funny. That,
But I'll give you this, what I've heard, and I haven't followed this hardly at all, but what I hear here and there, apparently her attitude towards this country and the national anthem and everything.
Oh, it's not good.
No, it's really changed.
Oh.
She kind of likes it a whole lot better here now.
Oh, yeah. So you mean
take that with a grain of salt. I haven't followed it.
So you mean to tell me that all of these leftists who are communism hoorah, they actually go to a communist country and they're like, oh, wait a minute, you mean they're actually seeing that their own words shoved back in their mouth? Wow, what a concept!
Well, I just say go hang in a Russian jail for a while and get a different perspective on government.
Yeah. Yeah,
Actually, go to a Russian jail. Brittany Griner, actually, after being released, she actually stood for the national anthem.
Yeah, that's what we're just talking about.
That's
She has a whole different attitude.
That's what we're talking about. While you were gone, I was talking about the whole Epstein blackmailing Bill Gates thing.
Yeah.
And then talked about what was her name, Brittany Griner?
Yeah.
Brittany Griner. She's a WNBA player.
I haven't seen a lot of it, but I've seen it in my YouTube feed. like they're having like this whole welcome back or whatever thing for her, and like she's like like on top of a bus or something, and there's nobody in the streets, like nobody's.
So it
nobody's
was a
there.
parade type thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
I don't
was like.
follow her.
It was literally a parade. Like it was like she was like in a bus. And there was a couple cars. There was like a little bit of a motorcade. Nobody was there.
Well, I guess I don't need a microphone.
Yeah.
Well, also, actually, like, what was it? The head coach, like, who was like coaching the basketball team for Brittany Grimer's like debut. She actually yelled out, like, called out, like there was not enough people here. We should have had like a packed place. Like, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, the coach was mad that they didn't sell out the fucking arena for Brittany Grimer coming back. I'm like, well, Brittany Grimer broke the law, and you just traded her for the Merchant of Death.
Yeah. I think we got the short end of that stick. I'm sorry. I'm glad she's out.
Yeah,
But we
no,
got
you
bail.
don't
I don't think we got a portion of that stick. I think we just surrendered the whole bloody stick.
Dude,
Actually, we got the tip
more
of the
than-
stick,
dude,
and I'm
we
not going to
got
tell you
angry
where.
rape. Dude, we got America got butt raped in that one, and it's because of Joe Biden and his fucking shill of a fucking administration. Like, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Like, YouTube, you can just go outside and play hide and
Yeah, I
go
didn't tell you
fuck
where.
yourself for that one.
I can figure out
But
where.
I mean, seriously, like we're speaking facts here. We traded a basketball player who had weed with her for some stupid reason going into fucking Russia, one of the strictest fucking countries. And then you trade her out after 9 months in jail because it's too tough for her to for the Merchant of Death, the guy that like is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths from like illegal arms trading. Okay.
But here's the bottom line. It's a black woman. Doesn't matter what she does. Being
she's
treated
also a lesbian,
unfairly
too,
in a
don't
foreign
forget that.
country. So you have social outrage. So that's why the government responded. There was social outrage.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Like,
know,
like why aren't any
We have
of
another
them,
guy over there that's far more valuable to us that's still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The
See, no, this is
Marines
what I'm saying.
still in fucking
Like nobody
prison
showed
right now
up.
out there.
Nobody
You
showed
trade
up to
for
her
her?
welcome back parade. Like, how come none of the keyboard warriors who were sitting there and screaming on Twitter and Twitch and TikTok and Facebook and why did none of them come, and support, like the byproduct of their crying?
Yeah.
Like wow, they can't even like back up their own words. Like hypocritical, useless, pointless waste of space. Honestly, like.
Yeah.
Some people get
Well,
so
not
caught up in
completely,
their own
but I
world
mean,
that
Yeah.
they think the whole
she's a
world is
brave
behind
and
them, and they're
stunning
not.
woman. Just like they said that, like, I can't believe that, like, what's his name? Bruce Jenner became a brave and stunning woman and got the Woman of the Year
Oh my
award.
God. And he's not even fully done. He still has his male parts. Like he is
still
not.
has he still has his peeper.
Yeah. Like,
Yep.
but
Stunning
apparently
woman,
anything can be
stunning
anything
and brave.
nowadays. Like I don't know. Like it's.
Well, even like actually, I can't believe that he actually accepted after like what he's talking about, like where he's actually appalled about certain people out there like that too. Like, and don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the community at all. But when you start like portraying that you know more about womanhood than I do, when I was born this way, I actually like have periods. I actually menstruate.
Yeah.
I grew boobs naturally, not because of fat content. I find it a disservice to actual women, and then you want to call us cisgender? No, we're women, not cis women. We're women. I find that offensive.
Watch out, Alice! You might get us canceled. Ooh.
I think you have every
Oh.
right to. Honestly,
Dude,
you have every
as
right
a
to be
fucking
offended. You
biological
have
woman,
every
I have
single
every
right to be
right to
offended.
say that.
Yeah, no, like I
Dude,
agree
I
with
was
you. Like,
born this way.
It is an awful world because like I'm sitting here, I'm like this. Most of the conversation, a lot of stuff that you're saying, Alice, is 100% true. But in all honesty, I'm sitting here and I'm sweating bullets inside. I'm like, crap, like we're gonna get in trouble. Like this is holy shit, Like
Well,
this is seriously and it shouldn't
I
be like
understand
that.
but like we shouldn't be in trouble for speaking.
shouldn't,
It's an
but, like,
opinion.
But the way the world is, and I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to censor you. I'm not going to say, hey, don't talk about that. Like, I'm still all for freedom of speech, and you're not even saying an opinion. You're saying what used to be fact, what should be fact, and I'm staring down the barrel of the gun of cancel culture simply because everybody just wants to get upset and butthurt about everything.
See, here you go.
Keep staring down the barrel of a gun.
Just what I said earlier, though.
You're talking about that's a song from Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to cancel.
And I'm scared. I'm legitimately scared right now.
No, I'm scared too, but at the same time, I'm not gonna fucking deny who I am.
No, nor should you.
How dare people say that I am you put a fucking thing over me and I never said anything. I find that offensive. Yeah. They should just as some people who are well, I think I'm a woman, find that you call them a certain way, misgendering. You're misgendering me.
Yeah.
I mean, I am who I am. I was born this way, okay? I can't change it. I can't change the color of my skin, and nor would I. Nor I would want anybody else to. But, I mean, be realistic.
On the other hand, though, if someone wants to change, go ahead and change. I don't care.
Go ahead.
But don't tell me
Spend
it's
your
for
money,
real.
But just don't do it to children.
Don't tell me how
Let
I
them
should
grow
take
up
it,
and know if they want to or not.
Yeah.
That also reminds me, I have to give a phone call to somebody today after the show. I have to give a birthday shout out to my niece.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Well,
let's give her a happy birthday right now. What's her name?
Well,
we can't sing the song.
Her name's Tori. She's
17
today.
Okay. What's her name?
Yeah, Tori's 17 today. So happy birthday, Tori. But yesterday,
happy birthday, Tori.
Happy birthday, Tori.
But yesterday I had a birthday for my another niece. She turned 21 yesterday.
Wow.
And that's Sophie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
so happy
belated birthday, Sophie.
Well,
21.
Yeah, day apart.
So now can she legally drink, or is drinking 18 there?
Yeah, she's 21 now, Sophie is, yes. And I love her to death.
So now that she's 21, is she gonna get Sophie King drunk?
Oh, she did yesterday.
Oh, there you go. So.
Or no, day before yesterday. I'm sorry. Her birthday was the 26th. I'm sorry.
Hey, I got pictures of.
Yeah, so her birthday was 2 days ago. I'm sorry.
I got pictures of Xander
she
on his 21st birthday, face down on the carpet.
Yeah.
In a hotel room in Vegas.
Here's a more fun thing. It's I actually on the 2nd of June I have another niece whose birthday is coming.
Damn.
How old is she?
And that's my niece Ilea.
I'm testing you. How old is she?
She's 12 years younger than me, which would make her 26.
Okay, good pull. You passed all the dates and the ages. Excellent.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, I'm one of those cool ones that actually remembers days for birthdays.
Bet you are
For some
cool,
reason, I just always remember them.
Even though you
and
call
at the
yourself
end of
an
the
aunt.
month, well, at the end of June, I also have my sister. She gets a year older too. So, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, we have two more articles here. Well, technically 3 in the Kick Peanut channel. There's one. It's a video I want to show after the show, actually. We're going to sit down here.
Okay.
No, leave it up.
Oh, okay. Well,
good to go.
I'm standing. Let's see if...
don't pick me up.
Is Papa Duke's leaving?
No, I'm here.
No. He's sitting down because I'm standing.
Yeah, you sit down. You watch the show.
But no, we have here, this is from a channel recently told to me by, I think it was Justin, the Kobe Bryant and Geeky Conspiracy, and, it's really interesting, and I'll post this in the link in the underbar as well.
The conspiracy behind that, their deaths?
Yeah, actually, because I saw this before, and it's really kind of weird. There's a lot of strange things going on.
So what's this about? I've never heard this.
About the whole, Kobe, remember he died in the helicopter crash? But there was an instance where...
and his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter.
Right before COVID.
But, see, here's the thing. There's, and I'm going to be missing a couple things, but there's an instance where he did a commercial with Nike, where he did some kind of trick shot or something, and a helicopter exploded. There's number things. There's LeBron James did the 666 and the pyramid during the thing to honor
the beast.
Kobe. Kobe was also in some kind of lawsuit with the company. So there's an idea that maybe he was killed. Like, so
You know, stuff like this always comes up in
Yeah.
publicized things.
yeah.
I just pass on.
Well, it's still. I'd like us to watch this after the show here today. But we have
Yeah.
something here from you, Alice. You're talking about subtropical rainforests and energy in the
Yeah.
Bosnian pyramids.
What's
Well,
this about?
yes, the Bosnian pyramids. Remember when we were talking about like we were having a chat earlier today about how you kind of think that like some people have like a crazy idea about like rocks and stones and crystals and like how they don't emit energy and it can
Well,
be
I
like
don't
they're like
disbelieve that, Alice.
what do you call it?
Like,
Well, you were saying partially, like, I knew what you're saying. I'm not saying you're fully, like, 100% on that, but you were talking about, like, but I actually, like, you know, like, amethyst stones and stuff like that, and certain types of crystals actually emit certain types of energy.
yes.
And since there's also, like, and this is where it correlates into the Bosnian pyramids, which they think are the largest pyramids ever found, but because of forestation, they look like just big hilltops. But the way they're shaped, they're perfectly shaped like pyramids.
Yeah, I have
And
some
certain
pictures up
spots that they've excavated have these certain types of stones on the sides of the pyramid, where if you lay on them for X amount of period of time, people find that they're more regenerated and rejuvenated. And also they found one of the purest spring water in the world, like going underneath the pyramid, where like they actually tested the water and it's drinkable and it's pure. Like, well, pure in the sense that you don't have like any bad bacteria or, you know, things coming from it. But there's a natural spring that flows underneath it.
Pure spring water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pure
Sweet.
spring water that you can actually like pour into your cup and then drink from it and not worry about getting sick. But like this is out in like Bosnia, and I don't know if you actually can find the Bosnian pyramids, but like there's like 3 major ones that they think they identified, and then like 3 smaller ones that are like the moon or whatever. Like they call them like just the same thing as like the pyramids in Egypt, like those smaller ones.
Yeah, well, I have a wiki article here, and I already don't like how it's opening up. Is that the Bosnian Pyramid Complex is a pseudo-archaeological notion to explain the formation of a cluster of natural hills in the area of Visoko in central Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, like, they're straight up, like, just saying, oh, pseudo-archaeological, like, it's not pseudo.
Yeah,
like,
they're calling it pseudo.
They're just disregarding
But
it.
they're
It's
finding
nuts.
huge health factors out of those pyramids, actually. Like, I believe they're real pyramids, and this is just Wikipedia. Like, people can just, like, write what they want. Like, you can actually become an administrator very easily on Wikipedia and edit it.
Yeah, that's not
And
good.
so anyone can edit it. So that's why I don't, like, use Wikipedia for fact checking
Plus,
at all.
Wikipedia is a known leftist, source, and like there has
Yep,
been
that
like
too.
there has been documented times where people put in things like in like Donald Trump's thing, like there's an obvious like misinformation on there. People change it to the
There's
truth,
obvious
and then it's
bias,
changed
yeah.
back to the lie. Like
Yeah, and the fact that they call it a pseudo thing, but like the way this whole structure in that area of Bosnia is set up, it really looks like it is man-made. They've even found caverns that like are like argue what like Wikipedia is gonna say.
yeah,
Like
they
where
ask-
they've actually found caverns similar to the ones in Egypt and stuff. It's a crazy thing.
well, there's pyramids
The other
all
thing
over the
about,
world,
like-
Yeah.
What?
There's pyramids all over the world. Like they're
Yeah.
not just in Egypt or Bosnia. There's pyramids in southern Asia. There's
The
pyramids,
Mayan
Aztecs,
pyramids.
Incas,
Well, no, China has
Mesoamerica.
a fucking pyramid, but there's a blackout of that area
Right.
Yeah.
for
And
some
then-
reason on the maps
And
that
haven't they
like
discovered
go
a couple
over.
pyramids in the ocean, and then there's that one out in Antarctica.
Yep.
So,
Which looks like suspective, but no, they're there like because I believe like that shape. Also, this is what's going to go into the other part of like what we're talking about with like stones and crystals and energy. The reason why pyramids are shaped that way is to produce energy and power.
That is one
And
theory, yeah.
like they're they say that like if you lay on parts of the slabs on the side of these Bosnian pyramids, like you actually get like rejuvenated a bit, like not like like you know the
Popular culture.
you know the
type of
eternal
way.
cup of life or anything, but like all of a sudden you lay there for like 10 minutes and like all that like negative energy like drains from you, and you actually have like you actually feel like more rejuvenated and have like energy to burn. Like it builds your metabolism and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
Which
this
also
gets
like goes
into
into the other
energy
part is
frequency.
people have built pyramid shaped tents like with crystals like aligning it, and they've found that people that who sit in there for like a half an hour come out feeling more positive.
Yeah, well, this goes into like the energy, frequency spectrum.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
And like that's kind of like alongside like something else that's happened like a while ago, but the Havana syndrome. Like remember all those diplomats out in Havana, Cuba, all of a sudden start getting headaches, start getting nosebleeds, getting nauseous. Because like it's believed that like there's like a frequency that we obviously can't audibly hear, but it interacts with us and it changes us. It does things. To our bodies, to our minds.
But
Well, it's also
you gotta
like
take
the rumor of the
pyramid
crystal
structure in a
pyramid.
grain of salt, because it not only is the structure itself, but it's how it's aligned with the Earth's energy field. And it's got to be perfectly aligned to get the results that
And
Staples is
it's
talking about.
ironic that
Yes.
all these
Yes.
pyramids are perfectly aligned with one another too.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
with latitude, longitudes, and with the stars.
Yep. Yep.
Like you go down and go to what is it that largest Aztec ruin? I think it's Aztec. It's not Mayan, or it might be Mayan. But like I've been to Chichen Itza, and like I'll tell you one thing. Like being on the grounds there, like I was going through my very first monthly bill for a girl, and actually like I was going through some major pains. But when I was there, like my cramps diminished, and I actually felt really good positive energy in there just by the setup. I don't know if it's because of where I was and I was just maybe distracted, but there was something that made me feel a little more centered when I was there.
Well, since
And
we're talking
like
about,
if you look at this old Aztec ruin, it's not a Mayan one, but I think it's Aztec. If you look at it from afar and like the way that it's set up, it looks like a microchip.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that too.
actually, like, I have that picture up right now. I wanted to allude here. Like, look up here. This is from the air at Teotihuacan's.
I've seen that picture.
So, like, you have
Tijuana, or
this
whatever
is
it's
like
called.
the pyramids down here, and then this is a microchip.
Yeah,
And, like,
the way it's set
microchips
up
are
is
laid
like a
out
microchip.
for energy and information transfer and all that stuff, like a brain. It's a artificial brain. That's what computers are and everything. Well, it's laid out almost on a one-to-one with these pyramids, and we're talking about frequencies, harmonic frequencies, energy transmission, wirelessly. Like what was Tesla talking about? Like,
Yep.
So like it's spooky,
It is spooky. Have you looked up the grounds of Chichen Itza? Those ones are like interesting. It's a different layout, but it's almost like a computer chip too.
How do I
The
spell
way
Chichen
the
Itza?
grounds of Chichen Itza are
How do you spell that?
from aerial. It's just a different setup. It's like
Alice, how do you spell it?
Chichen Itza. I don't know how to spell it. Like CHITZA. Chichen Itza.
Okay. I see. Here it is.
Yeah, it has one of the biggest pyramids in Mexico. Out in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Okay.
Yep, that one right there. That's Chichen Itza right there. I've actually you're not allowed to walk up it or go inside to the sacrificial chamber. But when I went there, I was able to walk up it and go into it as well, to the
Nice.
sacrificial chamber.
Did you make the journey up the steps?
Oh, I did. It was 365 steps to mark the year.
Ah,
There you go.
And every November, like every equinox that happens, the way the sun sets, it sets on the way up the side of the pyramid that makes it look like a snake going to the ground. it's a very interesting thing, but like the whole grounds there are amazing. Like I was like, it was probably one of the best tours I've ever taken in my life, and I think I was about to be in 7th grade when it happened.
Oh, what a great time to go, though.
So
I'm
yeah,
jealous,
I was
like-
in middle school. This is back in what 1996, 97, around there, roughly, or 97 to 98, one of the two.
I'm trying to.
But,
I
like,
have
it-
a lot of layouts of Chichen Itza. I'm trying to find a good one. Like
Yeah,
To
well,
exemplify
the
your
way their
journey.
layout too is it's not the same as the previous one we were talking about from the Aztecs, but it's a similar layout where like it goes off into a crazy thing. Not to mention there's an old observatory like where they used to do star like gazing and stuff like an old like where you would probably now have a telescope there. They have a building there at Chichen Itza that like actually like if we had a telescope they could look up and down. They had the same type of like open space that you'd put a telescope to open up like an observatory in Chichen Itza.
Huh.
And that's how they used to do their star like calculations and gazing and stuff and everything. It's a very interesting place. Not to mention the winners of any soccer game, which was like I guess the Mayans are recorded as one of the oldest people to play soccer. But the winners would get sacrificed because winners like you want the winners to go. But like if you won a soccer game, your
Well, that
entire
wasn't the
team
soccer
gets
game.
sacrificed.
That was the hit ball thing, right?
Yeah, it
like,
wasn't
up on the-
actually
on the
soccer
wall.
though.
Yeah, where they
Yeah.
kick it up and through like the holes in the wall, but like it was an honor to be sacrificed,
Yeah.
No, I
like
think I'd throw
in the
game.
Mayans.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. We lost.
Oh, there goes my trick knee.
I don't want to die, but no, it was an honor to be sacrificed. The losers would and some of the soccer games that would go on would last up to like 20 plus days, like sometimes a month.
Dang. That's a long game.
Yeah.
And I thought tennis was long.
Oh no, yeah, it's insane. But yeah, that's like the origins of soccer in South America, essentially. But like, if you look at the layout of Chichen Itza aerial, like it also looks, it doesn't look exactly like Putacan or whatever it's called. But it has a layout kind of like a circuitry board.
Yeah.
Like just not the same, but a little different. Like how things kind of like branch out, but it has a similar layout. It's an interesting place.
Yeah.
Also, one of the coolest fucking most established pyramids that are still there in South America. So
Well, Mr. Loki, you haven't really said much. Like, is there anything you want to talk about? We're almost at our hour here. Mr. Loki?
No, I don't have much input.
Alright. Well,
it's okay. I'm just glad you're here, Loki.
yeah.
Well, listen, one thing I got to say, and kind of changing the topic a bit, Stapes, if you ever get down to Florida, because it's practically your neighbor down there, there's a project down there called Coral Castle. I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really incredible, and it's not a castle. It's just coral walls and then all this furniture this guy built by hand. And it's really an incredible place. He has furniture, and this stuff is so dense, so heavy.
Coral Castle, huh?
And he built it with no power equipment, nothing. All he had was his hands. Nobody knows how he built it because it was really rural back in the turn of the 19th century there, whenever it was, late 1800s, early 1900s when he did this. And he was a foreigner from Europe that had moved here.
Yeah. Now,
And he claims that he knows how they built the pyramids.
yeah, like it's theorized, because of what Loon just said. Like, he knew how to build. Like, it's theorized because we're talking about, like as he said, big. You can see the stones right there. They're big, heavy stones. They're dense, and
really heavy, dense
and
stuff.
and nobody knew how he did it. And like he was all alone. It was just him. He didn't have his wife out
Precision
there.
cut.
Precision cut. But see, here's the crazier part. a lot of people try to like sneak in, try to like get a peek from him, something. But every time anybody ever like got anywhere close, he just dropped what he was doing and he's like, "Oh hey, how you doing?" Like he knew they were there. Like
here's the deal though. He cut out furniture. I mean, there's like this big lounge chair. I sat in it. It fit my body perfectly. Oh, it was so comfortable. I'm on coral for crying out, but it's smooth and everything else. I get up. My wife sits in it, totally different build than me, obviously. It fits her perfectly. How does that work?
And this door, let's not forget, this door, which I think it's fixed in place now because they can't figure out how to repair it. But it was literally like 2 tons or like
20 tons
20
or something.
tons.
It's really heavy.
But you push it with a finger and it just moves.
Yeah, it just rotates out. Doesn't do it anymore. They tried to repair it or something and just crushed it.
Yeah.
Well, no, isn't there a guy who made like a sculpture park overnight out in California that like nobody saw him do it, but like he was able to do it?
Oh, you're talking about like the UFO place, like with all the painting and all
sculpture
that stuff?
park that's in California.
I think that was
and
a
like it was
collaboration.
basically like overnight by this one guy, and he was very secretive too. It sounds like the same thing, but just like on the opposite side of the country.
Yeah.
Well, it's not physically because these are like big, massive blocks and everything that this guy cut out and moved and positioned, with no power equipment.
The point going, because it's kind of in our era, so to speak, this Coral Castle. You get down to Florida, you got to go see it. That's incredible.
Oh, I'd love to.
Let's see if I can find this chair. Is that's the throne? Like you're in some kind of lounge. I'm trying to.
Like there, right there. Yeah.
Dang.
Really comfortable.
Huh. All right.
I mean, I was
It
there
just
like 30
fits everybody
years ago.
perfectly, huh?
Yeah. I say, how can this? There you go. There's a guy sitting in it, or one of them. They had a bunch of them in there. Yeah. Fit my back, everything.
That's cool. Well, anyway, I think it's a good time to wrap it up here. Miss Alice.
Yeah, let's wrap up the show for the day. Thank you for coming to the Kick and the Peanut. I am the lovely Who is Alice. Also, don't call me late for dinner. Joined by my lovely partners in crime. Say your names.
Hey, Xander.
Loki Lagan. Woo! Well, thank you for joining the Peanut of Kicking, or the Peanut Kicking, or Kicking the Peanut. However you like to say it. Just don't call us late for dinner.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes up on the road and drive safe. Do not rape and have fun in school and don't do drugs.
I can call you Wisconsinite, right?
No, you can't call me because I'm from Minnesota.
Cheesehead.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, shut the fuck up, Loki.
All right. Until you catch us next week, or if you're interested in history, we have a history show every day at 11 in the morning. We have a news show every Tuesday and Friday at 3 in the afternoon, 11 to 3, all for E, or all for thee. So.
All for thee.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing a movie night